Hey, it's Hooray, and welcome to a new format I'm trying. I'm calling it Is It Still Scary? And I'm gonna look at games I played on this channel and find out if they're still scary. I'm of course going to take into account that I played most of these games before as a child, and that I see the jump scares coming and that I might be a little numb to the spooks. In the first episode, we're going to look at the first game I played on this channel, which is Zeddas, Servant of Sheol, or however you pronounce that. Like I said, this is one of the games I played as a child, and I did find it a bit scary back then. First, let's look at the cover art. Yeah, you have the logo pretty big, and the name I can't pronounce, Sheol or something. A lot of monsters, and the girls you're gonna meet in the game, and the witch is also there on the left. You have to take into account that back then you couldn't go on the internet to check if a game was good or not. So all you had to go on was the cover art on the box. And if you're lucky, there were some screenshots on the back. But most of the time they picked the great things or even cutscenes, so you wouldn't know what you were getting into. Okay, let's talk about the intro and the menu. I always thought this menu was pretty cool as a child. I mean, you have the spirit board with tarot cards, some skulls, a candle, a goblet and a spider and some spider webs. Yeah, I think it's pretty creepy. Yeah, the intro is basically a slideshow with some moving pictures. So in short, the story is something like this. There was this castle with rich people in it and they got greedy. And then a demon lord appeared and he took over the castle, killed most of the people. Some were turned into demons or monsters. And yeah, then you walk into the forest and find this guy with his mirror, and it reveals a path to the castle. And I don't know if you're looking for the treasures, because it's said in the story that a lot of people do. Yeah, and then you arrive at this castle. Okay, let's talk about the mirror for a second. It's called Trucula, and you have all these things on it, like the hand, the skull, the candle, a heart, and some eyes for the save buttons. There's some lights at the top to indicate which skulls you collected, and on the other side there's some slots where the keys go. The mirror is called Trucula, and it basically helps you navigate the game. In the game it's said that you can only see the castle through the mirror. If you walk up to the castle and go straight in, the first encounter you'll have is with the witch. She reads the clues in the chapel. But if you go left or right before you enter the gate, you'll meet some ladies we saw on the cover art. In this castle you will find some monsters, some monks, some regular people, and a lot and lots of skeletons. You'll have to explore the castle and its dungeons and solve some puzzles. And all of the clues are basically in the library. So if you get stuck, I always create a save file there so I can load and have the witch read the clues. You also have to make sure you don't get distracted by the girls, because they will almost always kill you. There's some weird stuff as well, like dancing monsters, and I don't even know what to call this. Some of the monsters are pretty scary, others not so much. I always thought the witch that was reading the clues was pretty creepy, but she's nothing compared to the witch head you'll find in the dungeons. That really spooked me as a kid. The dancing skeletons and the room you find the first skull in made me jump as a kid. I also thought the gnome that serves you drinks in the dungeon was pretty funny, and I have a vivid memory of him killing you with some of the drinks, but I don't think that's actually the case. I also thought the animation of the girl turning into a skeleton was pretty creepy and well done. So before we come to the conclusion, I'd like to say this game holds a very special place in my heart. So I'm not really impartial, but if I have to say if it's still scary, I'd have to say no. I mean, the atmosphere is pretty good. There are some moments here and there that made me jump. But overall, the colors are just too bright, everything is too well lit, and there's no actual danger of dying. I mean, if you die, yeah, you just load a save game and there's no real consequence. But I have to say, the biggest disappointment to me was the boss battle. I never got to that part as a kid because I couldn't find one of the keys. But I played this game many times after that. Basically, every new computer I buy, the first thing I do is make a VM and play Zeddas. But the boss battle is pretty disappointing because you just wave the sword around a bit and he dies. And there are 2 endings, but they are not very different. Only the text is a bit different. And in the video, I couldn't even get the second ending. I don't know how I got it, but it's there. So no, Zeddas isn't scary anymore. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me or disagree. And also if you have some suggestions for games I should play next. Preferably old games, of course. Yeah. Hope you liked this video, this new format. Let me know if you did. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.